have a bit of a problem. Accountability AA meeting, or should I say YBA, yarn buying accountability meeting. I started this video off thinking that it would be great for me to just get everything out, put it on display, and just sit here with it all. But it makes me feel overwhelmed. Overwhelmed because it also makes me realize that despite it mostly being acrylic, I still spent a good couple of bucks on this. Future Gabe here. As I'm editing this, I felt after watching that little clip back, just puts things in perspective. Even though I'm young, you really never know what tomorrow's going to bring. I am 28 years old. I still have a good time to go through this stash, but at the same time, there's no guarantee that I will be alive for the rest of whatever years because random things happen and life is crazy. So you really never know what tomorrow brings. Things change, life changes, and your taste and what you like changes. I felt like I needed to say this. Maybe I've grown a little bit. I'm just a boy. There's yarn in the fireplace. This is my craft area. That's my polyfill bag because, well, I should start from the beginning. That's what I'm gonna do. Let me put everything away. It's the same day. I just changed shirts because the heater is working really, really well. I don't really know how to go about starting this video, but I can tell you that my algorithm has definitely been working 24/7 to push yarn companies my way because, as you saw, I have a lot of yarn. There's a creator that I watch. Her name is Lucy Liang. I believe that's how you pronounce her last name. I apologize if I am butchering it. A little over 2 months ago, she created a video that was called "We Need to Talk About Yarn Stashes." And her video was a clear call out to myself and probably a good thousands of other people. That said, it made me reflect. And one touch point that she talked about in her video was around how in today's age, we get pushed a lot of things because of consumerism. She talks about the need for people to show off their yarn stashes. And she talks about how people will literally purchase yarn just to have a big yarn stash because they feel like it is a prized possession to have something like that. Editing Gabe, I forgot to mention that I will have some bits of her clip playing in this video. She has so many good takes on the community in general, and this is just a self-reflection of my own thoughts around that video and around myself in general. I did comment on her video and I did timestamps and self-reflections in her comment section. I did a book.
Desire to be frugal financially or to live more sustainably. I think it's worse now than ever because we're living in an alleged economic recession and so many individuals are experiencing career and financial insecurity. The fear that I won't encounter this yarn again, or if I do, the price is going to go up. So not only should I buy it right now, I should get several skeins, several sizes, several different.
I do have autism. I also have ADHD. They can fight with each other, but there are very dominant traits to my autism. One of those traits is that I have a lot of safe foods. I have a lot of safe areas, safe spaces. With that said, when I find something that brings me comfort, I gravitate towards that. So if it's going to make me feel comfortable, make me feel content in some way, I'm going to get more because I feel like if I don't get it now, then it will run out. And then I'm stuck and I don't have any more of what makes me feel safe. I no longer have to worry about not having it when it's no longer on the site because I have so much of it already. You feel like you beat the system, essentially. It's a whole psychological ordeal that messes with my mind, and it is something that has been brought into the craft. The algorithm likes to push what you find to be interesting. Me being a autistic ADHD creator, I'm getting pushed more autistic ADHD creators. I was being shown so many creators and influencers that were talking about this yarn company or this other yarn company, it led me to purchase yarn. And because those sites have free shipping over a certain amount, I was like, well, I might as well just try this yarn out and this yarn at the same time, which led me down to get the yarn stash that I have.
What if we're all just closeted yarn snobs, but we don't actually have the money to be yarn snobs? So instead of spending like $50 on a really expensive hand-spun skein of wool, we buy 50 skeins of 1 to 4 acrylic yarn to make up for it. I feel like that was controversial.
I've noticed that since getting into crocheting, there are a lot of people who talk about not using acrylic for certain projects or doing something with this instead of with that. You know, we kind of justify seeing that, oh, well, this is $3.99, so I could get like 10 of these instead of getting this $14 item and getting 20 of those. When in reality, the price is going to be almost the same at checkout, if we're being honest. I think one of the things for me, anyways, how my stash got to be how it is, because I wanted to try everything. I have sensitive skin and sensory issues. If I saw a video where somebody was talking about how soft this yarn was, then I was like, if they're saying it's soft and there's some other people in the comment section saying it's soft, then obviously this yarn has to be soft, right? Then, you know, that's good for me because then I know that it's going to be soft. But when I received that yarn, it was not soft for me. I think it was finding out what works for me. And the only way that I felt I'd be able to know and learn what works for me and what doesn't work for me is if I purchase this. I kind of justified it like that in my head while also trying to justify that I'll make a project out of it eventually, or I'll have a project for it by the time it gets here. And by the time it got here, I didn't have a project for it. At first, my stash was very small. I got 2 skeins from Michael's and tried to make my first beanie. It didn't turn out correctly. And I was like, there is so much that you can do within crocheting that I've only just started to peek at. It's the first time that I learned about tapestry within crocheting and I fell in love with it. Because I fell in love with it, I was like, well, I need to get more yarn in order to make what I want to make. I was thinking this was going to be like a nice crochet video, but I think it's more of just me doing a little therapy session, me doing a self-reflecting moment. Yeah, this all started because I was feeling like if I didn't get it now, then it would be gone later. And now I know that that's not true, but I still have that little voice in the back of my head telling me that every time I see some nice yarn that's on Yarnspirations, Hobie, Lion Brand, Premiere, occasionally Michael. I don't know how this video is going to be put out. I don't know how it's going to be edited, to be honest. I see videos of creators and people talking about how they have a script. And I'm just over here like, a script? You have a script? I just turn on the camera and then I just edit it to make it look nice. I don't know. I'm 28. I don't know if I will go through every single freaking skein because as I've gotten more into crocheting, I've realized that there are yarns within my stash that just don't go good with certain projects I want to do in the new year. I feel like I'm looking at wasted money and it's a tough realization. It's hard, but this is the adult part of me that is talking. I don't want to say that I'm going to go on a yarn ban or anything like that because there's going to be a time where I'm probably out and about and I stumble upon some yarn that really calls to me and I'm going to want to get it. 8 months into the craft, like I know a little bit of what I like to work with and what I don't like to work with when it comes to yarn. I wholeheartedly do not like working with DK weight or fingering weight. That is a no bueno for me. Absolutely not. Except for the exception of Friends Hobie 8x8 because I believe those are DK weight yarns, but they're 100% cotton and they're really easy to work with for myself, despite being a little bit splitty now and again. But I would not go into a yarn store and purchase DK weight, even if it was calling my name, because I just know that I'm not going to work with it. I like the bulkier. The biggest thing is that I should use up the yarn that I have before purchasing any more yarn. That is it for this video, guys. I guess my wrap up to this would be, even if you think that you need this yarn and you need it now, unless you're in the middle of a project and that is exactly what you need to finish it, then it's not really something that needs to happen. Like, you don't really need it. It's going to be there later. I promise you it will be there later. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. If you want to become a little strawberry, leave a comment down below because it helps out the channel. I will see you guys in the next video.